Hi there. Today what we're going to do is take a look at this and I'm going to show you how it's set it up, and we'll talk about it on the way, give you some hints and tips. So I hope you enjoy. Watch to the end. See you soon. Hello, Johnny Escaper here and welcome to my adventures in aquascaping. Okay, on today's video I have this Oase Biomaster Thermo 350 which was kindly sent to me by Oase, and in return I said I would give it an overview, a look at it, an unboxing, that kind of thing. But what I'm going to do, we're going to unbox it, we're going to have a little look at it, and hopefully I'm going to give you some hints and tips on the way on how to set it up. And I'm going to set it up in this tank behind us here, and hopefully you'll get something from it. So I'll just keep it really basic. I'm not going to delve into loads of detail about it because there's quite a bit of information on the Oase filters on YouTube, but I just really wanted to do this in my way and hopefully it'll be of some use to you setting it up. So enjoy it, guys. So this is the box and it comes in, and this is the Biomaster Thermo 350. Thermo means it comes with a built-in heater, which is awesome. Really good. So we'll get to that and I'll show you that. A little bit more information about it, and we've got the difference between the different sizes. So we've got the Biomaster Thermo 250, 350, 600, and there's now an 850, which is a tall one for bigger tanks. I have this 350 here. I have a 350 set up on one of my tanks across the room there, and I also have a Biomaster Thermo 600 set up on my jewel aquarium in my living room. And I also help look after around 12 scapes at Horizon Aquatics using the Biomaster filter. So hopefully I should know what I'm doing, he says, but yeah. Yeah, so it comes with everything you need in the box, and we might as well just get stuck in and I'll show you what's there. Nothing. Couple of Jubilee clips just for that extra reassurance if you want to use the Jubilee clips. I personally never have and everything's been okay, but Oase kindly supply that if you do want them. So here we have the filter itself, and there's also a box in there with all the components to help set your aquarium up. We'll look at that in a second. We'll take a closer look at the canister. So first impressions of it, it's solid, very good quality material, designed in Germany. Like I say, brilliant. Main components here, you've got a lock and screw there. So if you unlock that and unlock this one, this is the first ingenious part. This just comes out, and this is the pre-filter. And the good thing with this is so easy to maintain. I've done other videos with this, but basically when it's time for maintenance, usually once a week, I would recommend once a week. You don't have to take the whole filter apart, you just remove the pre-filter. Because once your filter's set up, all the beneficial bacteria is going on inside the main body of the canister. All you do is take this off, take it to your sink, a bath, wherever you're going to do it, and just wash it in normal tap water. It doesn't matter about the beneficial bacteria, etc. on these, because like I say, that's going on inside the main canister. So you literally just take these out, wash them under the sink. Little tip for you as well, I see when people wash them and just like squeeze them. What I do, and it cleans them quicker, is just under the sink, under the tap, roll them. It sounds like a little mad thing, but just roll them and squeeze them as well. And it seems to get them washed quicker and better, in my opinion. So a little roll, squash, squash. Tip number one. Yeah, so that's your pre-filter. So it comes on a simple piece of tubing with pre-drilled holes. It's easy removable, so by the time the water reaches the main body of the tank, it's had a good clean already. So keep on top of these. You should always have good flow, and it keeps the inside nice and clean, which is great for the actual biomedia you're using. So that's the first ingenious part, which I love. The pre-filter, easy goes back in. Just be careful when it's actually full with water. You don't squash it all, just take your time. So that clicks in, you lock it and lock that off. Okay, so the main body of the filter, you just have to lift the handle up there. There's some clips Really solid clips as well. I've had filters in the past which have had really poor locking clips and they snap or break really easy, really fragile. So that's a good thing with this. Very, very good quality. Right, so we'll just lift this up. Be careful when you do this because we do have the built-in heater. So here's the heater. Good quality heater. Just come out if you don't want the heater. This is the Heat Up 200. Use these for ages. Really good heaters. Very easy to use. And that just slots in there. So out of sight, out of mind in your aquarium. I suppose out of mind is the wrong thing to say because heat's important. So, but whenever you clean your filter, you'll see your heater. Yeah, so that's the main body of the filter. I'm not going to go into detail on how to maintain the impeller and stuff. Maybe save that for another video. The main gist of it and setting up, that's what this video is all about. So yeah, I'm just going to stick this on the floor out the way. Inside the main canister we have some trays which are provided with sponges. And there you go, loads of room there. So you've got a bag of plastic biomedia and a tray. You've got the sponges, which is just one thick sponge. And these easy slot together. When you come to clean the main body of the canister filter, no tap water there. So just the pre-filter sponges, which I showed you earlier, that's all you wash in water. These, you're best off wash in water you've removed from the aquarium. Just give them a squeeze out, quick rinse, back in. It's recommended how often you should change this, but I must confess, I'd probably go in my canister filter every 7 months or a year. And being honest, it's virtually clean anyways, even when I've opened it up, because I keep on top of my pre-filters. Not saying that's the right thing to do, but there you go. So it's up to you how much when you maintain your canister filter. In my personal opinion and in experience over the years, I find the more you mess on with canister filters on the inside, the more problems you come across. So it's good that you can actually leave the canister alone, kind of thing. Obviously, if you're not cleaning your pre-filters, they're getting clogged and clogged. It's going to slow the flow right down, and you'll notice that. So it's time to clean your pre-filters. And because if you haven't kept those clean, your main body filter might be a bit more dirty. And if you've got huge fish, goldfish, that sort of thing, you'll probably have to go in the main body of the filter as well, more often. But in general, especially in aquascaping, planted aquariums, where you've got smaller type fish, tetras, that sort of thing, clean your filter, your pre-filter, once a week, and maybe every 4 to 6 months, delve in, have a look. But that's entirely up to yourself, and it's not what's recommended, it's just what I do personally. Okay, and I know other aquascapers do it as well. So, yeah, so there's that much information to cover. It's like blah, 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 but it's important. So my setup, the way I like it is bottom tray. I like to have the sponge as normal, so just leave that sponge here. You might want to give it a rinse before you actually use it. So we'll just plop that in. Just make sure you've got your circle in there. There's a big circle on the bottom. That's not for this. This is where your heater fills through. This gap for the hole is for when you put it in for the main, sorry, not the main body, for the pre-filter housing. So you just plop that in. Next, I would normally have some biological media. My media of choice is Seachem Matrix. It's great, great stuff. I've used it for years and it's just really good quality media. So, yep, biomedia in there. Your biological media is the important one, which holds all that beneficial bacteria, which helps keep the water healthy, not just clean, healthy for the fish. Next one, again, I would put more matrix in. And again, guess what I put in? Yep, matrix again. I've got no Seachem matrix on hand, I would have showed you it, but I've got none left, so sorry. And lastly, I do use this one. You don't have to. Some people just keep this empty, but I do keep that in, that sponge. That's going to be, I guess, class as your polishing pad type of thing. It's a finer pad, but sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put biomedia in, but for the purpose of this video, we'll use it. So we'll just stick that little basket casing on. Basket case, that's me. Okay, so just make sure they're all in. If they're not, the lid won't go on properly, so just adjust these. That's a space for your pre-filter housing, and that's a space for the heater. So you can't go wrong when you're putting the lid on, it has to go a certain way. So that's a setup. Okay, so that's all done. So now we're going to put this on. Remember, we're saying one way, so we've got our main housing. And we've got the heater, so just be careful. That'll eventually settle itself on. It's on, clips on. Just be careful, don't force the clips. All done, clipped on, handle down. This is just a nice little feature. Where the heater is, there's a little groove there so you can keep it out of the way when you put your lid down. So yeah, handy. Everything's clearly marked as well, so you don't have to worry. It says unlock, locked with the lever, so you know. And same with this, lock, unlock. You've got the inlet and the outlet. And these are adjustable, so you can fine tune them once it's in your cabinet with your hosing fixed. And that's that. I was telling you before about locking, things won't lock or go in place if there's something wrong. So don't worry about that. If you try and lock it, don't force anything. That's the main thing. It's not locking. It always locks with ease and unlocks with ease. If you're struggling, there's something not quite right. Maybe it's not something's pushed all the way home, that sort of thing. So just be careful. You don't want to break your filter straight away. Next we have a box of goodies. So we have the hosing, which is 16mm, and he has a really good point with the tubing. From the Biomaster Thermo 250 all the way up to the 850, it's the same size hosing. So if you're changing things over, that's really handy. You don't have to change your hosing, all fits onto the one. So that's a good little point. You get a good length of that. We have the usual instructions, I mean. You guarantee, it's 3 years. But I think if you register, it's 3 plus another year, so you're getting 4 years in total guarantee, which when you think for a product like that, it's actually great. So it's probably worth registering. 4 years worth of guarantee. Yeah, we have some tubing. 2 are drilled with holes, so that as your spray bar, to join the spray bar up, there's a little bit of tubing there. You just slot that in and slot them together to get a longer spray bar. I've never ever used spray bars. I'm not a big fan of spray bars, but it's there if you want to use it. That's just a blue cap in there, and that's just to cap the heater section off if you choose not to use the heater. You do have a heater holder, again, if you choose to have a heater inside the tank. These are all your bits and bobs for your inlet and outlet. So we have 2 of these. These is what hang over the tank for your inlet outlet. The other end attaches to the hosing, which we'll show you when I set it up. Here we have a little inlet grill. That's a little stopper. You'll see that little plastic stopper. If you're wondering what that's for, that's to cap your spray bar up. If you're using the spray bar, caps it from washing out the other end. What else have we got? So we've got suction cups, we've got a little duck bill there for your outlet. Little suction cups, clips, all that sort of thing. So these are your clips, blah blah blah, all these sort of thing. Now this is important. You'll be wondering what these are. They look like the little rubber ends of a pencil, but what they are is little rubber feet to put on the bottom of your filter, which is important to do because that's going to absorb some of the vibration, making it less noisy. And on that note, these filters are quiet. Always got a little bit of a hum there, like every filter. I'm yet to come across a dead silent filter, but these, I have it in my living room, and I used to get really annoyed with filters I've had in the past. Used to really do me head in, but this one, it's been there for years now, and never a problem, never a problem. So yeah, your little rubber feet, I might as well show you. So on the bottom of your filter, you've got space there for the feet. So you just place them in, give them a push, and they're in. Simple as that. Again, I hope you can see this, it's pretty awkward. So again, push them in. I might as well stick them all in where I'm here, so I don't forget. So don't forget to do that. Inlet. To set the inlet up, you've got your clear tubing with no holes in. You've got a little part there that just squeezes on. And then you've got your little grill. Be careful, these can be a bit brittle, the crack on the top, so just be careful that when you're putting it on. Don't force it. You see it? That's on, yeah. So there you go, that's that set. Now that makes that adjustable, so you can adjust depending on the depth of your tank. If you want your outflow, so we'll choose one for the outflow, it doesn't matter which one. You have got a little nozzle there. Basically that sticks on, easy, and you've got a nozzle. You can just use the nozzle, but if you want to use a duck bill, facing down or up, whichever you prefer. I like it up a little bit just so it creates that little bit surface movement. That just slips in. You might think it's not too, but it's not designed to stick in, it just, so you can easily click that in there. Again, down, up, whichever you prefer, or you just have the nozzle, have a straight outflow. So I hope you can see that there. That's basically set up. On these, you'll notice there's a little blue dial, and all you do, you can stick a coin in or a screwdriver and just turn that, and that controls the flow. So it tells you minimum, maximum. So your maximum flow, it's going to leave that so you can have your maximum flow, or if you need to turn it down for any reason, you can use that dial there. Personally, I've never used them. I always just check that it's on the max. There's a little dot there on the max, and that shows it's done. Again, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm pointing the camera anyways. So, outlet, inlet, good to go. Little blue screws in, that's just to secure your tubing on, so that easy just goes on, doesn't matter which way. For your inlet, it's the same principle as the outlet. That just squeezes on, and that's good to go. Same again, you can control the amount of water it brings in. Yep, so flow control, if you're wondering what that is. Again, these dials, doesn't matter which way it goes on. Tickety boo, there you go. And that's our inlet. No, it's not. That's our outlet, and our inlet, good to go. Suction cups, I'm not going to use these today, but these are dead easy as well. Dead easy! Some of the things I say. These are some of the best clips I've seen. I know it's only a suction cup and a clip, but they're really well made, tight, which is cool. You just push her on there, and that's secure for your clips. So we have 5 suction cups and 5 clips. If you're wondering what these are in the box, this is for the other end of the hose, which actually goes on to the flow nozzles of the actual filter, so keep them handy. Okay, let's set it up. The 16mm hosing, just make sure I wouldn't cut it straight away. In fact, what I always do is just half it, so it's easier to work with. So I'm getting all tied up with my mic. Not good.
These are the problems with I want to break free.
Go. Okay, so I'm going to half this, so just measure it. It doesn't have to be exact, but that's my center point. Another tip for you, one of the best things to cut this. I was a gardener for years and I found secateurs cut anything. Very, very handy. So one of the best things to cut hosing. So you just cut that in and you watch how easy that is. So we're going to cut that in half. Look at that, nice clean cut with secateurs. Another tip for you. One for the inlet, one for the outlet. They might look massive long, but we're not going to do any cuts till we know it's in place and we're certain where it's going to go. I don't know if I'm using it on this aquarium just yet, so I'll not be cutting it. I'll just use this as an example. What I'm showing you now, you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I prefer. But what I'm going to do is just place the inlet. That's a good thing with the adjustment, so that's the shortest there. You can actually just cut that. You see how it's touching the bottom? If I didn't want to touch the bottom, I would just actually cut that and then place that back on. Dead easy. As you can see, this just comes off. So you cut a section off and place it if it's hitting the bottom. Doesn't matter for the purpose of this video though. So I'm going to put that there and then I'm going to place the outlet. I'll tell you what, I'll use a couple of suction cups just to keep them in place while I show you this. Next we're going to grab our filter. We're going to put our little screws on there. Don't have to be tight. Attach your hosing. I'm just going to leave the filter outside the cabinet for demonstration purposes, but ideally you would place it where you want it in your cabinet. So we've attached that and just get that so it's finger tight, and there you go. So that's the inlet. If you're worried about getting mixed up with the inlet outlet, what I always do is just with a little Sharpie, just write on a little arrow facing down or up, whichever. So this is an inlet, so that means it's taken into the filter. So I'll just put a little arrow towards the end pointing down, saying it's bringing the water in, and then you know that's your inlet pipe. No need to write on both because you know inlet, the opposite one's going to be the outlet. So inlet, arrow facing down into the filter. Little tip for you there. So my other piece of hosing, just squeeze that on. Sometimes it's a bit tight because with it being new, if you find it is a problem, what you can do, stick it in some hot water or stick a hairdryer in it. That'll just make it a bit more tactile, flexible for you. Finger tight, it don't have to be silly tight. Finger tight, and there you go. So it's push right on, finger tight. So that's your outlet, good to go. Again, just for demonstration purposes, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to loosen the inlet and outlet valves. So if you imagine this is sitting on top of your filter, inside your cabinet, you've got enough hosing to reach it. I would always have a little bit more as well because you're going to have to move your filter in and out depending on the height of your cabinet. So always allow a bit more hosing so you've got that bit stretch. You don't want it locked tight for when you loosen it and want to clean it. So allow yourself a bit give with the hosing. So we're going to check. I didn't write my arrow on, so this is the inlet. So if I did write my arrow on, it will be facing into the filter, that means. And then you've got in written on that. I'm not sure if you can see. So in, and that will attach to that. It's amazing how many times you can get these wrong. If you're a bit cocky, you think, hey, just do it, and then you go to start your filter and you think, whoops, I've done it wrong. I've done it before. So that just pushes on. And that's me inlet sorted. Next, outlet. Same again. Just push that on. Again, if you're struggling, just use some hot water or a hairdryer just to heat it up a bit. Okay, so I've tidied everything up a little bit. So here we have the inlet and the outlet. So just a little bit tidier for you. So we've got the screws just nip tight and the hose is linked correctly. So good to go. Before we switch the filter on, we need to fill it with tank water. So we'll just use this big blue button and push down on that and you should hear it filled. There you go, so it's taking in the water. And I've done it right because the inlet is taking in the water. Okay, so canister is now full. We should be good to go. So what I'll do, I'll start it up and fingers crossed, should all be okay. And there we go. Just takes a bit to get itself sorted because we'll be getting rid of all them trapped air bubbles. Obviously with it being brand new as well, the sponges and stuff will be full of air. So we'll come back in a tick once everything's gone through. Okay, there you go. So it's got rid of the majority of the trapped air within the canister, and there's the flow we've got. So it's rated at 1100 litres per hour. Okay everyone, so there you have it. The Oase Biomaster Thermo 350. Bit of a setup video, nothing spectacular on the videography, whatever. I just thought I'd show a nice, simple instructional video on how to set it up and kind of what I think of the filter and a few little tips. All information, what I've told you about the day, where to buy, the Oase link, all that kind of thing, that'll be in the description. So if you want to check it out or you want to purchase something, you'll have everything there in the comments. Talking about comments, if you've liked what you've seen, please leave some comments below. I'll do my best to answer them all. And if there's something you'd like to see in future videos, something I had in mind was setting it up with glassware. So you might be interested in that. There's something you'd be interested in, setting the Oase filter up with glassware for a escaper type tank. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. Just helps me get found here on the big world of YouTube. So I think that's a wrap. Do I like this filter? Yes. Used them for years and all. Although I was given this one, like I say, I've used them anyways. I've already got two before I got this one. So is it worth buying this filter? Indeed it is, definitely. So I would highly recommend this filter, mainly for the ease of maintenance with a pre-filter chamber. It's absolute doddle, and it's a total, as George Farmer would say, it's a total game changer, and it is. The pre-filter is brilliant. So there was a Biomaster Thermo 350 as well as the other in the series. So we got the 250, 350, 600 and the 850, all brilliant filters. I've maintained the whole range, I've seen the full range, I've used the full range, so yep, very good. So I think this video has been long enough, so for now I'm going to say bye, thanks for watching and see you later.